Hello and welcome, my dear viewers. I'm Shogun Gino, and let me tell you something. I love animation. And how can you not when you grow up as I did, watching the classics of yesterday and today? I love animation for the versatility, I love it for the expression, and I love it most of all for the possibilities. However, there are some pieces that just don't turn out that well. Alright, let's be honest, they turn out as good as used toilet water. And that's what I'm after. The most painful hemorrhoids beyond the help of any and all Preparation H in the world. This is Infamous Animation, and today we're looking at Happily Never After. This is a second feature by Vanguard Animation, whose first movie was Valiant, a watchable but ultimately forgettable piece produced by the same man who produced Shrek, and by God did the publicity want you to know that. It was a modest success, making back nearly twice its budget. So for their next project, they got the backing of 5, count 'em, 5 studios, so you'd expect something rather high quality. You would, wouldn't you? The movie wastes no time getting underway as the villain speaks down to her followers.
Losers of our kingdom! We're always the losers, the bad guys. Is that fair? No. Well, starting tonight, I give you Happily Never After!
Hold it!
Did the movie just cancel itself?
Would the owner of a light blue coach with Narnia plates please move your vehicle? You're parked in a trolls-only zone. Thank you.
Nah, that's Freddie Prinze Jr. as our male lead and narrator, Rick. He starts by rewinding the story and giving us the rundown on their world.
Let's go back a little, and I'll give you the lowdown on Fairytale Land. Yeah, the name's kinda corny, but we had to call it something, and Canada was already taken.
Isn't it nice when a movie lets you know right away that there was no creativity involved in its making? Anyway, he tells us about a wizard and his Bebop and Rocksteady that watch over the scales of fate, making sure that every fairy tale proceeds and ends like normal. Over and over again. Apparently, Fairytale Land suffers from Groundhog Day. He goes on to point out that he's harboring a crush on Cinderella, who looks like Elijah Wood, at any age, while he pretty much serves as the prince's maid.
Look to the left. Keep going. There I am. You know the Cinderella story.
Whoa. I think I see the problem here. These two got their hair models switched. So he brings the royal ball invitations to Cinderella, voiced by Sarah Michelle Gellar, who apparently wasn't content with just making shitty Scooby-Doo movies with her husband Freddie Prinze. Alright, I'm sure you know the deal. The wicked stepmother says she can go, but then gives her an assload of chores, and she and the stepsisters have an evil laugh about it, yada 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 yada. The stepmother is voiced by Sigourney Weaver, and to her credit, she's the only one who sounds like she's actually trying in this movie. She actually sounds like she had fun playing this character, and is thus the only reason why anyone would ever possibly even consider thinking about maybe going to go see this movie.
Shall I continue?
Might as well, you're the only one here worth caring about. So then the wizard says he's going on vacation and leaves a scale to the guard of his 2 flunkies. And when one of those flunkies is voiced by Andy Dick, you know your ass is boned.
He is a prince dreamer, mon frère. You're gonna get nowhere with her.
Shut up. I'm not trying to get anywhere. She's a friend.
Ah, oui. I know what kind of friend you're talking about.
I need a friend like that, my friend, I tell you, huh?
We, with friends like that, right? We need enemies.
Seems to me like you already got them. Again, you probably know the story. Fairy Godmother comes to make everything better, but just until midnight, and then makes her a dress out of nothing
You're like a sheep walking on its hind legs.
Thank you, Mal. So while Andy Dick is dicking around with the scales, the stepmother just so happens to overhear.
Be careful! This is powerful magic!
Oh boy.
These things control the fate of the entire kingdom!
Powerful magic. The fate of the kingdom.
Everybody got that?
The stepmother begins to climb the tower and... Dang, this kind of looked like a stage from Pandemonium. No, I wonder if anyone's ever played that game. Never mind. She reaches the room and pretty much just takes their magic staff with no effort required. You'd think they'd do a better job locking off the room that, you know, controls the fate of everyone. But when bad writing's about, logic's always the first thing to go. It's around this time that the prince meets Cinderella.
He's perfect.
Say perfect! So the stepmother finds that she can ruin whatever fairy tales Vanguard could get the rights for by tipping the scales, including Cinderella.
I think the little princess needs a makeover!
Where did that maiden go? Did you see her? Oh, maiden! Oh, maiden!
I guess Patrick Warburton knew this would blow, so he didn't even try. Oh yeah, his running gag is that he has an instruction book telling him how to be a good prince. Isn't that hilarious? And why doesn't Cinderella just tell him that it's her and put the damn slipper on? He looks dumb enough to oh, whatever. So the evil stepmother decides to summon baddies from all over the land. And this was where the story started before Freddy thought wasting an extra half hour on this tripe was a good idea.
Can I have some more?
Oh my gosh, Rick! I was dancing with the prince and my dress disappeared.
Okay, so that's too much information, but thank you.
Did you find that funny? Well, for your sake, I hope so, because it's the only decent comedy in this movie. Relatively speaking.
I give you happily never after!
Yeah, this is where you came in. I hate to tell you, but it gets worse.
See? They even tell you that you're doomed! So Rick and Cinderella have their, I'm not helping you find the prince, you love him. No, I'm trying to help everyone. We're totally not gonna end up together argument while Bebop and Rocksteady assess the situation. And no, those aren't their names, it's just more fun to call them that. And I'm not even that big a Turtles fan.
If we don't fix this mess before the boss gets back from vacation, he'll turn us into toads is what'll do. I like the way I look already. I don't want to be a frog.
Hey, you might end up in a better movie if you do. Or not.
I've seen these tales a million times, and who is the one guy that always...
What's with all the whoosh effects as he moves his arms? Does he think he's in a Jackie Chan movie? Stop acting like you're in a Jackie Chan movie, Andy Dick. It's not gonna happen.
Hello? Excuse me?
But Rumpelstiltskin overhears a plan to find the prince and have him defeat the stepmother, and attempts to bargain with her for a position of power in exchange for the info.
I'll become your evil co-wizard. Diabolical vice president.
Punching bag.
I stole a baby. That's about as evil as it gets.
Psh, you haven't even ground him into bits and fed him to a baby seal yet. What the hell kind of villain are you? So the stepmother orders all the minions to go capture Cinderella while Rick follows in secret. A deed that she finds hilarious. Cinderella, Dumb and Dumber get chased by the big bad wolves to the Seven Dwarfs cottage, where they attempt to combat the baddies as well as the witches from Hocus Pocus, apparently, by raining down all the sharp diamonds they've been mining. This is one of those scenes where, the moment you start watching it, you know. You just know that it's going to be pointless. And you'd be right. And in case it isn't clear already, the movie being ripped off here the most is Shrek, in almost every way. The multiple fairy tales, the anachronistic humor, right down to the damn message to be yourself and stand up for what you want. This is shameful! So after the witches cross their streams, don't ask, Rick comes just in time to get the Three Stooges out of danger. They run out of gas just as soon as they spot the prince. Rick chooses to go alone and find them while they get a musical montage showing that they really are falling in love.
So here we are, stuck in the middle of a rushing stream. Is it a fairy tale or a silly dream? I'm gonna do my much to ask. Do I get what I want? Will I want what I get? Do I get what I want? Will I want what I get? Do I get what I want? Will I want what I get from you? I have a choice.
Oh my god, look at that walk cycle, it's terrible! That's so stiff and emotionless that I can't believe a halfway major studio made this. In 2007, no less. I mean, I know they had a lower budget than Pixar or DreamWorks, but you could still make a decent skeletal rig and animate it well. There were video games released in 2001 that had better rigged and animated characters than this. This is laziness. This is intolerable. Cinderella is told what her destiny would have been if the scale were never tipped, that she marries a prince and nothing else.
What's wrong? It's your happy ending. You get wedding bells, roses, you ride off into the sunset.
And then what?
Nothing. That's the end of your tale. What?
That's all? That's my whole life? I just marry the prince?
What else did you expect?
I don't know, stale sequels, perhaps?
I don't know. I guess more.
But then the stepmother comes and takes Cinderella away, making the struggle at the dwarf's place officially pointless.
Please! Please help me!
Jeez, these gags are so predictable, it's like having a crystal ball right in front of my face. The prince tries to break in the castle, and Andy Dick relays the events.
There's the dashing prince. He's charging. He's wielding his noble sword with fiery determination. He's falling off. He's falling off the steed. He fell off. He's on the ground now. He's on the ground. He's looking for his noble sword.
I'm almost starting to feel sorry for the guy.
He's feeling around. He's at it as a stick. Oh, ooh, they're kicking him now. Man, they're laughing. They're laughing at him. And he just got captured.
Captured by trolls. Kiss thy royal butt goodbye!
I'm a bad troll, a very bad troll.
But then Rick, Tweedledee, and Tweedledumbass just stroll right in. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Oh no. Oh god, no. No, do not start rapping. Whatever you do, do not start rapping. Please, God, please do not let him start rapping. No, please, stop it.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
I'm down. They like me. I parley-vous their hippie-hip, coolio, bombio, fatty lingo. I'm a hep cat.
Fast forward! They get to the stepmother, she tries to drop them. Andy Dick actually does something useful, but not really because she's still alive. She knocks out Rick and picks up the idiot ball so he can start monologuing. You can't control me anymore! You'll never live happily ever after. Bam! Status quo, they get married, and Steppy ends up in Ice Age, where music plays and sounds like Santana outsourced to the Disney Channel. Good lord, this is a bad movie. The plot is shamefully unoriginal. The characters are uninteresting. The jokes are predictable and unfunny, the music is terrible, and like a lot of movies, the closer the characters resemble humans, the worse animated that they are. Beneath all that, this is an incredible waste of star talent. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr., Sigourney Weaver, Wallace Shawn, Andy Dick, Patrick Warburton, and George Carlin in his last film role before death. Yeah, Heath Ledger really lucked out, didn't he? I mean, the cast tries, they really do, but there is absolutely nothing for them to work with. It's just another studio trying to cash in on the success of other, better movies. Happily Never After is a fine example of everything that's wrong with the modern American animation industry. I'm Shogun Gino, and this was Infamous Animation.
Message for